Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. I am Kristi Progri. I finished this year on June my studies for international affairs and diplomacy. Also, I'm the Open Labs chairwoman. I'll talk later what Open Labs is. Since 2.5 years now, I'm also a Mozilla representative and also the community manager at Open Labs Hackerspace. And Jona, can you introduce herself?
Or I can just... Okay, I'm Jona. I study for business informatics at the University of Tirana. Also, I'm an Open Labs board member there. I'm the first fedora ambassador in Albania. And also TDF member, the Document Foundation member. And together with Kristi, we are the community manager at Open Labs.
So this talk is going to be separated in this way. I'll talk about the community, how we can build it and how we can help on growing it. And Jona will be more focused on empowering the women into the community. So before going into the presentation, since I've studied for international relations, I like a little bit history and politics. I'm going to give to you very slight history of Albania, because this also affects a lot on the importance and growth of the communities. Well, this is the place that we both came from, and does anyone know this man? Yeah. He was the dictator of Albania for more than 50 years. And he kept Albania into the communist system till 1990. And on 1990, the big revolution happened in Albania, and the democracy came. Well, at least that's what they say, democracy. From the extreme collective work, we went to the extreme individualism. It was really hard for the Albanians to get back them together working into the communities after the democracy, because they had that phobia of the communism, that working in a collaborative way was not a good thing and will always lead in something that's bad and it's not worth it. In a country with a cooperative way of working, background collaborative software development should be easy, right? This is what we thought when we first started to build the Open Labs community. Open Labs is the first hackerspace in Albania. It's based in Tirana, which promotes all the open softwares and technologies like Mozilla and Wikipedia. It has been running since 2012. And we're growing day by day. It was really hard in the beginning because we're only like 20 people in 2012, and those 20 people was so hard to get them in the same place and to talk to them that what we are working is so differently from what the community was in their mindset. We do also have a Python community within our hackerspace, but it's not only for the Python. We have the PHP community and all the people who has like something that really loves related to the technology. They can create their own group and they can just like start working on it. Based on our both experience, we have spotted some important things that we thought that is really important for a community to get grown. First of all is the physical space. If the first thing that the community wants is to have a place for them all to get together and to start working so they can share in this way what the thoughts are related to some topic. And so regional cross-borders collaboration works too. We are really careful related to the balance between the paid staff and the volunteers. We try to keep this balance so there won't be a huge gap within it. If there is no gender balance, then the community is, in our opinion, is not healthy, and it's not something that has a good future for in the growing level. There are Also, great resources like Wiki that helps a lot with the info for the community. Localization also is a good way for all the people, for those who knows how to code, and for those who are not like really into coding, but they came from like social backgrounds and so. Communities nearby, here are some good examples. For example, related to our experience, we got a very good collaboration with the communities in the Balkans, like with the Greek one and Kosovo ones. They usually come to visit us, and we do the same. So in this way, we share our thoughts, and we get like the best from them to implement and to improve our work there. And also, having a good design is something really good. Research, and what's really important is that the research for cultural elements might influence the country positively or negatively. Those tips are actually from the personal experience, because like every community is different from the other, but what's important is that the cultural element has a really important role in it. For example, in the Albanian universities, it's really so hard to get and to present there, like in the IT university or in other state university. So what we do is that we try to create the communities in our hackerspace, because we cannot go there, and the state and our government do not like it, and the teachers do not like going in it because they think that we're going to steal their jobs, or I don't know. Also, being nice to people is something really good, because we feel comfortable with each other and we are not afraid to share every thought that we have or every opinion that we might have for something. So Jona is going to talk now about the women, and I want to make a small comment on before I leave my presentation here. Open Labs, as I told you, was our hackerspace, and we have a board there created for 5 people, and just one of them is boy, and 4 other are women. So this is how we have tried to raise our communities to empower the women. So here goes Jona.
Okay, so we were talking how to create a new community, but where are women in this community? Okay, if 2002 survey of open source different projects that we have, they found that only 1.1% of the contributors were women. So after doing some diversity works and trying to have more women in the community, a recent survey on 2013 found that we have 11% of close contributors that are women. And at this 11% of the contributors, we have only 1.5% of them are developers. So, and also I found another survey about PyCon's, so Python's annual conference. On 2011, only 1% of the speakers were women. 2012, we have only 7%, and 2013, we have 20% of them, of the attendees were women, and only 15% of the speakers were women. And in 2014, we have 33% of the attendees and also speakers were women. And in 2015, we have 33% of the speakers are women. So if we see every year, we see that the number is higher. So we are doing a great job. But still, we have an issue here because we don't have too much women. So what are the issues? We have invisibility. So in a community where we have not too many girls, sometimes people tend to talk like they are not there. So they pretend or they not value their contributions, or they code what they do. So they make some statements like, we don't have many girls here, they are not really good at coding, or something like that. But on the other part, we have also exceptionalism. So when they see some girls part of the community, they make some statements like, "Whoa, this is a girl, so oh my gosh, she knows how to code." So this is not something really good when you hear these sentences. We have gender essentialism and social expectation. So when we go to different events, sometimes we met with people that they are really strict with the way they think about women on IT. So about women that knows how to code. But also we have the sexualized environment. So for example, Albania is part of it, let's say, because men were the most important or the dominant part, let's say, of the community or the countries. So they think that girls are really, they know only to do chores or stuff like that, so they can stay at their home, take care of the children and stuff like that, and they cannot work or even code. But what we can do to fix these issues? We have some different initiatives that we can be part of it, so we can start contribute. For example, the first one that we have is WOMOS.
Yep, WOMOS is an initiative that it's it's an initiative that Mozilla has taken, and it's the community composed of the members from different open source projects, and it's mainly dedicated to women's visibility and involvement in free open source and in Mozilla. And anyone is free to participate there. You can find us like at womos.org, on Facebook, on IRC channel, on Telegram, and the mailing list. So communication plays a real key role on involving and growing the community there.
So another initiative that we have at Fedora, as I said, I'm Fedora ambassador, we have Fedora Women. So we have an IRC where we can talk, Fedora Women, we have our mailing list, and about our mission statement that we have at this group. So we need to provide a forum for women in our communities. So for example, we can have a mailing list, a dedicated one, an IRC channel, or Telegram group, or something else. So sometimes when I say that we need a dedicated one, people say that when we try to have something separated, maybe how can we have an inclusive community? So we need a dedicated one only for the first steps, let's say, to be part of the community. Because, for example, for women, it's better for us, it's better to talk with each other first. So we cannot have comments like, oh my gosh, what is this question? How can you not know it? Or you can Google it. That it's not a good way to say someone, hey, welcome to our community. We need to provide a stronger voice for the women of the Fedora community. So if we have a problem, we need to speak up, and we need to talk with someone related to our problem. Even if we are a girl, even that we are a woman, we need to speak. We don't need to say, okay, I have a problem, but I will just leave the community. No, this is not a good start. Avoid segregation. So we are not trying to have only women in a group. Of course, that we need also to collaborate with the men. And we can have, as I said, a more inclusive community. And what is the most important thing? Of course, to have fun. What we can do, for example, at Fedora, we have GNOME outreach program for women. So every girl or every underrepresented group can be part of it, can apply there. It's a 6-month internship, let's say, where you have a mentor that will guide you what to do and to fulfill some tasks. And same as GNOME, we have also Google Summer of Code. I guess everyone knows it. And And also I want to add here also we have Fedora Loves Python, and you can check also our website, fedoralovespython.org. And what else? So here is a group photo of Flock, that it's our annual conference, only for Fedora contributors. Here we were 200 people, and only 7 of them were girls. But how is the situation in Albania? So here we have Oskar. We were like 400 participants, and let's say 70% of them were women. But also if we see the volunteers, they were like 80% of them were women. And part of the organizing team, we were 80% of them, we were girls. Okay, this is another event in Albania, Ada Lovelace Day, that we organize it every year, where each girl that wants to present something, her experience, they can talk there, and we can, because it's better to share our experiences and we can be motivated. Here we have Mozilla Weekend in Tirana. So even here, if you see, we have separated them so we can see how many boys and girls we have. And like 75% of them are women and 25% are only boys.
There were 27 women and there are only 14 boys. So.
Yeah. Here we have again Ada Lovelace Day. We had also Yanis, that it's a Fedora ambassador in Greece. So we had a Fedora meetup. Also, we were talking about our initiatives that we have, Fedora Loves Python. So also here, if you see, we have lots of girls. And so the main reasons why we have so many girls. The educational system. As in Albania, lots of students, when they finish their high school, they wanted to be lawyers or doctors, let's say. They wanted to avoid this, so we cannot have too many lawyers. So something else that they could choose was a field that can be related with IT. For example, we have 3 faculties, I guess, that you can choose IT fields. Also, the desire to discover new things. And something else is that they see a really good field when they can easily find a job. So what we can do to encourage women? So we need to recruit diversity. So as we were saying about the 2 initiatives that we have at Mozilla, Fedora, also at other open source projects or other communities, we need to have, let's say, a sub-project or a group that need to work on diversity, so we can have a more inclusive community. Of course, that we need to create a code of conduct, that it's really important, and we need to value all contributions. It doesn't matter if we are good at coding or we are not good at technical knowledges. We need to say thank you to each contributions. And of course, we need to organize events and conferences so we can participate there, we can get to know with other girls and share our experiences. And thank you. I don't know if you... Any
Thanks
questions?
a lot. That was inspiring. We have one question. In your opinion, what's the main reason girls don't want to code? What do you think?
I've never heard a girl to say that I don't want to code. Actually, that's what men used to say. Not sure about that. In Albania, as you could have seen from the presentation, the situation is not like in other countries that we have heard that the number of the girls is really is really low. But one of the reasons that we have faced during different conferences and events is that usually the parents say to the girls that you cannot code because you're a girl and you're more hooked up on fashion and things that are girls oriented, and then the coding is something that is more men oriented. But personally, I don't really see, in my community and in our state, we haven't seen any case like that the girls do not like coding, or the number of the girls in the IT universities there are really so high. Okay, for example, in the IT, in the economic informatics there, if there are 30 people in the classroom, more than 20 are women, and the rest are men. So the number is like not like all the other universities that we have heard that is around Europe. So the other question, does your work also extend into the LGBT outreach space? Yep, we have also, every community is welcomed in our hackerspace, and everyone is free to join us and to empower them to represent themselves.
We organized also an event for them, and we invited them. We sent them an email so they could be part of it. So,
what do you do in the hackerspace? Do you organize any Python study groups, and how many people are coming? Okay, usually those people who likes to take initiatives, they just write in the mailing list and they can create one. We do the announcement in Facebook, in our website, which is also written there. I think that now it's down because we had some problems, but you can like check it time by time and it will be okay. And there are also some Python groups that do held their meetings, they talk to each other and came in our hackerspace and present their projects. You can...
Okay, where is that? Did you experience many code of conduct violations in your community? Related to that, I cannot say that we had any issue about it. It's not that we don't have many boys, to be honest, at our communities, so it's better for them not to be good with us.